Okay, well, good day, everyone, and Happy New Year. We are back. Georgia and I are back again, and it's the Humans and Wildlife Show. We're going to have an exciting year ahead. And Georgia, it's good to see you. What have we got today? Can't hear you. Got you're muted.
Thanks. It's good to
Okay.
see you too, Christian. Yeah, so today we're talking about the tree of life. And by the tree of life, we don't just mean like a tree growing outside in your yard, we mean the evolutionary tree of life that depicts like the relationship between all organisms and how the different species evolve from each other over time. So we're specifically looking at this OneZoom tree of life. Um, so this is the OneZoom project. Yes, Christian's brought it for us here. The OneZoom project um, is a project that worked to visualize like everything that we know about the relationships between species in a way that's like accessible to people, including researchers and science educators. And this came out like in a paper in December, so just last month, the journal Methods in Ecology and Evolution, and the authors of that were Yan Wang and James Rosendell. Yeah. And Christian, you found this tree, so how did you come across it?
Well, I'm a curious person, especially when during Christmas and New Year Georgia, I had a lot of time. And by the way, hi to everyone, and thanks for all your comments. We are reading them, and thanks for being there. So how do we get here? Well, I often look at science channels from all over. Thanks, David. Thanks. Nice to see you. Thanks for the donation, by the way. Thank you. We got on YouTube, we got you, and we've got a lot of people on Facebook. So, how do we get here? Well, um, I found this by accident, really, by looking at science channels on YouTube. And there was someone who presented this, and I nearly fell over. And I said, wow, this is fantastic. And then I went to the paper, just like Georgia said, this came out only very recently, and it's been a 10-year project. And it's something that looks incredibly interesting because I found it, at least in my school, it was taught so boring. We had all these, like there were more and more branches, and it looked so complicated, everything. And it's just an amazing way of presenting science. And we have over 2.2 million species to try and represent science in a way we can understand it. It's a very fractal approach, Georgia. So it looks very simple, but you can get lost. Like you get lost in a map. You can go and dig deeper and deeper. And we were just exploring it
Yeah.
together, right?
Yeah, keep going in one of those. I mean, just so they can really see,
Yeah.
like, as you go in, like, you, like, really, really go in. I mean, so start zooming in on that ladybug, right? On the bottom. And then, yeah, go in there, and then go off on one of the side branches.
And
Like, you think you just go onto the tip, but actually, like,
it,
yeah,
it just goes on and on and on. But
yeah.
let's start with a very simple overview here, right? So the nice thing is there it says all life. So let's click on all life and see what it is. But you know what? Actually, before we even do that, maybe I should just show quickly how they did the color scheme here. So one
Oh,
second, let me just jump back and see how they actually defined this, because this is beautifully done. Okay, one second. Yeah, so that's the color. That's what they call the color key. So everything is tried to be is made very visual. As you can see, this is done usually by default by extinction risk, right? Unknown. You'll find there's so much that is unknown, which may be also representation a bit of our about our human ignorance, right? Things that we don't know. There's a lot we don't know. We concentrate very much on certain channels that are of interest, but the majority we don't seem to know. Georgia, isn't that so? It's
yeah, or even if we don't know exactly, no one has got
yeah,
around to it, right? I mean, an extinction risk, it is to some degree sort of like an arbitrary human thing, like we decide what is versus isn't vulnerable. But yeah, so what you're saying is that this tree, by
hmm
default, the species are color coded based on whether or not the IUCN has designated like a certain like extinction risk. So
that's that's
yeah, so
that's right.
gray is unknown, green is not
Mhm.
threatened. So it means like we're like, yeah, we're pretty sure that this species is in the clear. And then we have a few different reds for extinction, like at risk for extinction, so vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered. And then black means extinct, so something that's gone extinct. So we should try to find something extinct,
Oh
I think, on
yes.
the tree
I I
at some point.
oh we and I'm sure we will. So let me
Yeah.
just jump back here again. Okay, and bring this in the middle. So this is all going live, by the way. So Georgia and I will do the best to navigate through this because it's a complex map. It really is. Okay, so let's jump to the thing called all life, which is exciting, right? So that was some 3.5 billion years ago, right? That's where the main branch starts. And if you go to the left, then you have the bacteria. Okay, so the bacteria have been with us a long time, but they branched very early off into into their own thing. Those are the so-called prokaryotes, right? The prokaryotes. That's what they are. So those are unicellular, and they've got their own way of dividing, which is very different to our way of life, right? So if you go on to the right-hand side of the branch, and I really encourage all of you to explore this yourself, we eventually get to the eukaryotes. Where are they? They are here. Yeah, there they are. So 2.1 billion years ago, the cells learned, how to replicate in a multicellular way, right? Had a cell nucleus, right, and learned. I think that's where meiosis, mitosis started, or something. Isn't that so, George? I presume so, right?
So you're asking about where multicellularity
Yes,
started?
exactly.
So multicellularity actually arose independently many times in the tree of life. I think maybe like
Okay.
13 or something. It's a guess. So so it does come up again and again, actually, yeah.
Does come
But
up.
you're correct that there's no multicellular bacteria.
Okay, there are no multicellular. So somewhere, well, it took time until life sort of understood how to do this, right? It's quite complicated, and as we go in here, and it's really so interesting. You can see that, well, you can't really talk about plants, but we talked about this before. But it's some type of photosynthetic organisms that evolved in the oceans, right? That's along here.
Yeah, like some algae and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's right. So that's the area, of course, that when they evolved in the water or in the oceans, the way you want to look at it, right? And if we go along this branch further, then we have what is these? These are just a lot of sponges, and also, oops, where are we now? Let me just see.
Yeah, and Christian, like we were talking about earlier, some of the earliest like quote unquote animals are sponges.
Sponges,
right?
yes. Here we go.
It's like, yeah.
Here we go. So we come to the animals. Only 650 million years ago. Can you believe it? My goodness, that's incredible. That's right, and that's what I meant. Here the sponges, right, and then there are more sponges, and here jellyfish, right, and then slowly only are we moving towards where we are. We're not even there yet. So I'll carry on. I hope I get this right now, my whole expedition here, because I've done...
Yeah, keep zooming in. I think we're going to see... Because they don't all have... you don't want to miss it. Yeah, I think we missed it.
We missed it. You see, I'm already on the wrong road. This is like you need a GPS. Seriously, you need a type of GPS for this.
So maybe go towards the nephrozoa in the center there.
Yes, nephrozoa.
So it's splitting.
Yeah, where are we? Yes, you're right. 560. Come on, where were we? Yes, it's in this branch. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's
so start going off that way.
Yeah, you're right. So here we go. Now we're right. Okay. So we carry, here finally are the vertebrates. Here we go. Now we found each other. We found everything. So that was 500 million years ago. Okay, so 650 million years ago, animals, and around 500 million years ago, we have the vertebrates. And here the jawless ones, that must go into the probably...
Ooh, that has one of those scary, like lamprey fish with all the teeth in it. Do you see it?
Yes,
Um,
yes, 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 yes. Wait a second. Okay, and the sharks come here. Here come the jawed vertebrates. They're the
mhm.
sharks, right? And then come the bony vertebrates. Now we're getting closer to us, actually, right? Um, okay, then we carry on. There's the tetrapods. Yes, and here we branch off with the birds, right? So some 320 million years ago only, we get to the mammals. Yeah, the mammals about 180 million years ago. And up here are the sauropods. So did I say that correctly? Sauropods. I didn't say that correctly, did I? And now I lost myself. Wait a second. This is the problem. Wait a
Sorry,
second.
Christian, I'm getting distracted.
That's no problem.
Everybody watching in the chats, I'm putting the link to this tree right now in the comments
Oh,
on
yes.
YouTube and on Facebook. We had a comment from Sharon Drury. This is fascinating. I'd love to get that tree of life for my daughter's classroom. Well, you can have it. I
You can
just sent
have
it
it.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and hi to Amanda. Thank you very much also to, well, the David, of course, and Terry, thanks for the donation. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And do put in your questions also on Facebook if you have any. Uh, I mean, this is absolutely fascinating. Like Georgia said, this is completely free, right? It's just, so did you put it into both chats?
I did put it in both chats, so
Okay,
it just went
great.
in there. And I
Excellent.
mean, it's yeah, it's completely free, and not only that, but the authors put a lot of effort into making this computationally accessible. Like they say something in that paper, like, oh, even on like an older smartphone, you can like look at it and stuff. And so a lot of it wasn't just about organizing information and putting a whole bunch of information together in one place, but it was like, how do we do so in a way that like your computer or whatever can handle, all of these
Mm-hmm.
species. So
Yeah, it's straight from the browser. That's completely correct. It's
mhm.
just amazing. It's really amazing. So by the way, if you do something wrong like I just did, just press the back button up there. Okay, just press that, and you can jump back because it can happen. It's especially when you have a touch screen, you'll get lost in no time, and you think, "Where am I?" Right? I was doing this with David Hancock also. I showed it to him, and then he got so excited, and we got completely lost sometimes. So we're always pressing the back button. But now, look what's getting so interesting here. Look, I don't have a biology background like Georgia has. So a lot of things that I say mean, she'll roll her eyes up and say, how come you don't know? Well, I don't. Okay,
I'm
so
I'm not like that. You make me sound like I'm like some sort of
no,
teenager or something. I'm like, oh,
no.
no one says it anymore.
Okay.
Dad.
Okay, but anyway, I just get excited because a lot of these things I
Yeah.
really don't know. I have to, I'm very open to admit that. So,
Oh,
they,
they're so cool. Yeah.
so here come the birds, turtles, and crocodilians. Now that's crazy for me because I didn't know that birds and crocodilians are more closer related than, for example, lizards and snakes to birds are, right? I didn't know that, right? So here we go. They only 240 million years ago are the crocodiles and the birds, right? Wow, that was a surprise to me. And
I'm curious. Zoom towards those birds. Like, do we have any dinosaurs in here? Like, I'm curious how far back in the past
oh, I
they.
don't know that, Georgia. I don't know. Uh,
We can look, or I can look on my tree so
mhm.
that you don't get too lost. I have a tree up.
Okay, tree up. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they have that here. Somewhere they should show something extinct. That's what
Nope.
you're looking for. You know what? Let's look at that in a moment because you were also asking where there's some extinct species, right? And there
Oh
are.
yeah. Well, I see. I have a bunch here
Hmm.
actually.
Okay.
Where am I? I guess I'm in odd-toed ungulates, or sort of the branch that's like one before that,
Okay.
and
One before that.
so it's in the mammals though.
Okay, hang on. We haven't come to
Yeah.
mammals yet. Wait a
Okay. We'll
second.
wait. We'll wait. Yeah.
One second, let's just get to mammals because we are now on the birds branch, and that I know is the wrong
And you
branch.
don't want to leave the birds. No, we can. Let's hang on the birds for a while. You like birds, and there's
Then
so
that,
many of them.
yeah,
And look,
that's
well, even look. Wait, stop. Go. Scroll down a little bit. Look at right above my head. There's like all those red tips, right? This
Yes.
is where we're starting to see like people pay a lot of attention to birds, right? And
Yes.
so a lot of these are actually classified, which is cool, as like not threatened or endangered slash
Right.
vulnerable. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Right. Everywhere we see something green, that means it's known, right? That's okay. Okay. And this is all well known, of course. You're right. If you get to birds, let's just do that for a second.
Yeah.
Where do birds start? Wait a minute. Fowl? No, no, they must be here. Ah, there they are, of course. Here, 10,000 species of birds. Well, that sounds like an approximate number. I'm sure it's not 9,999 or 10,000. So
Yeah.
that, that sounds very approximate to me. So that was 111 million years ago. Isn't that incredible? Hi, gentleman ghost. Good to see you too. Dinosaur birds rock, he says. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, we
Yeah.
have so many people in the comments. So many people I haven't talked to since before the holidays. Frankman and Amanda Price and David Dunn, of course. And it's so great to see everybody. Yeah. Let us know if there's something you want us to try to look up in here, some species that you particularly like.
Yeah, Mohammed is saying birds are descendants of dinosaurs, right? I would presume that. Or what do you
Yeah,
think?
so they're like, yeah, basically.
Hmm.
Some people, I mean, a lot of people now say birds are dinosaurs. They're living dinosaurs,
Hmm.
basically. Um, so that's why I was curious if dinosaurs were a tree because I
Hmm.
was like, oh, could we see like where birds fell like within all the other like extinct dinosaurs? But it's hard to make when something's already extinct. It's hard to know like exactly where to put it on the tree. So it sounds like they were pretty careful with getting species where we had like decent information on where it belongs, like genetic information, for example.
Right. Now, if you go, you think that I know what some are thinking. So where's the eagle, for example, right, and so on. So
What some are thinking, what you're thinking.
I'm sure
They're
that's
like,
what.
where's the eagles?
Yeah, well, that's correct. That's correct. Yes, yes, and we'll get to that in a moment because I have to look back at my roadmap. I have notes on that how to find it. But anyway, so Georgia, what should do you want to go down the birds
Let's
thing or
find the
should
eagle. Let's find the eagle and the birds.
okay? Let's
Yeah,
try.
get,
Let's.
get on in there.
So should we go down this branch or should I go down my notes because I have it all in very nice in notes too. I'll show you what I mean. One second.
Aren't you going to follow your notes to
Yeah,
go through the
this is what I
branch?
mean. I have taken
Oh,
screen.
I see.
I've
You have it
taken
like,
because it's yeah. Look, it's complicated, right? So yeah, here we go. They are the primates anyway. That's now I remember why I wanted to show all that. And that's the branch where we go off from the mammals to the birds. Okay, that's fine. So if I go now on the next branch, which I will do, let me just pick up this one. Oh no, you're not see. Are you seeing this? Wait a minute. Yeah, you are seeing this. Wait a
yeah,
second.
so right now I see hawks is kind of towards the center.
Exactly. So 70. Yeah, that's exactly the interesting thing. Before, I don't know where I have it, but I was. Yeah, that's right. Hawks are about 77 million years ago. Okay, somewhere there. And if we zoom in further, let's see where the osprey is. This is what fascinates me so much. So you go on the right branch here, right? And you come here to osprey, kites, hawks, and eagles, right? And if you go further, you see the branch up here goes to the osprey. Now, the osprey is, although it looks and behaves in so many ways similar to our bald eagle, and in German it's actually called a Fischadler, which means fish eagle. So it's completely confusing. It's got absolutely nothing to do with eagles, nothing. That's what this is telling you actually, because that's a surprise. If you go down the branch further, you can see we now get to kites, eagles, and more. And the upper branch that we were having there, the upper branch, is the one that was related to ospreys. Right? Okay, so we completely lost ospreys there, right? And if you go further down, that's why I made all these, these screenshots because it's very difficult to show all this live. Let me see if I can enlarge this a little bit so I can see this a little bit better. One second. Let Let me see if I can zoom in a bit more. Let's see, how do we do this? Scale. Okay. Okay, let's try this here. Let's try that. You probably can't read this. 28 million years ago. There's the bald eagle, by the way. So if we go on exploring now, yeah, you can you read that on the screen? You've got you've got all different types of raptors here. As we,
Okay.
yeah, we've got different types of raptors, and yeah, you got the gray-headed fish eagle. We go on and on down that branch, and there's a nearly extinct, or the Madagascan fish eagle is one that's threatened from extinction, right? And then finally, I think we end up at the bald eagle, and you can see very close to the bald eagle is the white-tailed eagle, right? That's the white-tailed eagle. So anyway, I really. I really encourage you to do this exploration yourself, because it takes a bit of time, and you'll be surprised how things are related, or things that you thought were related are not related. Just as I just showed with the osprey, right?
Yeah, we have some interesting comments that are
Okay.
piling up here that are, so Susanna Loamies says, search works great too on the top right corner. That's true.
Yes.
And we've been trying to avoid using that just
Yes.
because it's like more fun to scroll around. But yeah, if you want to demonstrate it real quick, Christian, just to show how there's this little search bar and you can kind of jump. Yeah, you can type in there and jump anywhere.
Should I jump? Yes, you can. And by the way, if you go down the mammals, you get to the primates, and eventually, 6 million years ago, you'll get to human. But let's go to the bats. Shall we try the bats?
Sure, you sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And while we're entering in mammals, I'll bring up another comment here from. Wait, where did this comment go? Oh yeah, Eric Kuhn says, "I'm surprised birds survived from the asteroids, being that they caused such devastation to the world." I think he's talking about how, like the dinosaurs, a lot of them died in some asteroid event, except for the birds. But the birds aren't the only ones that survived, right? Like a lot of things survived, especially a lot of when it comes to vertebrate animals, a lot of tiny things survived, including our ancestors, which are like very small, some small sort of some small little mammals, sort of like if you imagine a little rodent or something like that. And that's sort of like, it's speculated that like all these giant dinosaurs dying basically allowed room for mammals to proliferate later, because we didn't have to like compete with the dinosaurs or be afraid of them or whatever. Like the little mammals and little animals were able to like hide out, I guess, in burrows, or they just weren't as negatively affected by the extinction event. They were less likely to go extinct. Yeah, so it's kind of cool how those dynamics play out.
Actually, what I also find interesting is from, if you go down the mammals route, and I'm not going to demonstrate that here, is of course, we went away from the ocean to the land, and then we go back with the dolphins and the whales, we go back into the ocean. I think that's fascinating. It's just, you get a very complex intelligence that goes back into the ocean then, and so it's not the one way, right? It's a two-way evolution.
Yeah, there's a comic I really like called Saturday Morning Breakfast Cereal, and one of their funnier comics was well, I don't know if I can send this to you, Christian.
Okay.
I'll send you the link. It's maybe too hard to bring up, but I'll put it on YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
But it's a comic that's like, well, is it easy to bring up, or should I just describe it real quick?
Yeah, describe it. Go ahead. It's fine.
Okay. It's a comic good. That's like, the caption is like, if dinosaurs were in charge of the school board textbooks or something, and then the picture is showing, the asteroid coming down to Earth, and the dinosaur is like, "Run, small mammal, save yourself!" And it's like protecting the little tiny like mammal is like running away from the asteroid. It's just a joke that like, it's known in sort of this evolutionary biologist history that like dinosaurs dying out like let a lot of other small stuff like later on thrive. And yeah, the comic is poking fun at that, like, oh, the dinosaurs, if they were still alive, would be like, oh yeah, like we really did you a solid. Anyways.
That's wonderful. By the way, Sharon says, bald eagles are my favorite. I love albatross and vultures interest me too. And that's, by the way, very interesting to see how the old and sort of the new age vultures evolved if you go down that path. And you can spend a lot of time on that. There'll be many surprises coming up, when you go there, because as I said, birds that look very similar are not necessarily so closely related according to this ancestral tree as we might believe. And others are more, like I said, the crocodiles and the birds are more related in many ways. That came as a surprise to me. Anyway, okay, so we are with bats here. This is Georgia's favorite topic. Of course, that's not in the birds branch, is it now? No.
No, it's not. They have wings.
Yes.
But they are not birds. They don't make nests.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get to the important mammal differences, what makes
Yes.
a mammal? Does anyone know? I mean, I'll tell you. There's fur, first of all, not feathers. Mammals have fur.
Uh-huh.
They produce milk.
Uh-huh.
So those are some of the important mammal traits. Birds don't do either of those things, but bats do. So yeah, where are the bats?
But that's an interesting comment. Look at the platypus, because the platypus is a very interesting animal because it does. They feed on the young ones feed on milk, but at the same time it lays eggs, right? Which is really unusual. So it's a bit of a reptile there, isn't it? It's very interesting. That's why I think it's often very studied, because what happened there, right?
Well, yeah, people like to look at the animals that are sort of, more more closely related to the branch, right? Or they're not, maybe more closely related isn't quite the right wording, but that are close to the base of the branch of interest. So if we have a branch of mammals coming off, and then pretty soon after that you have platypus branching out. So people are like, oh, let's look at platypus, because the thing that all the other mammals branched from wasn't a platypus, but it might have been something that was sort of had some characteristics of a platypus.
Right. So yeah, anyway, so let's go down that branch of mammals and we come to the bats. They're the primates, by the way. There you go. So we are somewhere in this branch. Yes, the old world monkeys, that's where we are, the old world monkeys. And now where were our bats again? Have I done it again? Oh, they were here. I know. Here, this is where your bats are, Georgia. This is where you branch off into the bats world. Yeah, there you go. They are the bats. Okay, now I got it. 59.1 million years ago. MA, by the way, stands for M for animal, of course. That's million years ago. So that's how you read this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
and so everything you see the little circle for bats. So everything that comes off in either direction from that is a bat. So there's quite a bit of them, not as many as birds, but among mammals, bats make up actually a pretty substantial group.
Okay.
So if we think of a scientific order, rodents are one order, Rodentia. Bats, Chiroptera, are another order. Most rodents are the most common species. Rodents are the most common type of mammal. So if you were to tally up all the different species of mammals, the biggest proportion of them would be rodents, but the second biggest proportion would be bats, actually. So, yeah.
Okay, so over 1,000 species of bats, as I see that, 60 million years ago. You have something called the megabats. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so megabats are they're species that are down in warmer areas like the tropics. They're just bigger in size. So if you scroll in on them, you're gonna see in their pictures, you'll see oh yeah, there's a bunch of bats that are eating fruit, and they have big wings, flying foxes, fruit bats. Yeah, and they don't use echolocation.
Okay.
So a lot of people, depending on where you live in the world, you maybe think of a bat as something that emits this echolocation sonar, and it's hunting insects and flying around at night, and it uses the sonar to help it navigate and find food. But a lot of these like megabats actually they don't have refined echolocation yet. Like didn't develop in these groups. Some of them use like clicks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like a rudimentary echolocation that I guess it can actually help them navigate a little bit. But you'll notice they have like bigger eyes. So they actually do use their sense of sight. They rely like more so on that than
Okay.
their other senses.
Interesting. Okay. So those are the megabats, and then we have the microbats.
Yeah. Yay, this is like getting into what I study.
Okay, that's your field.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, we can like try to find what I look at. Maybe, yeah. Let's find like the main species I study. So, what are these two branches from the microbats?
Okay, wait a second. Let me just zoom out. So
Really?
they just say 222 species. What do they
Oh, right.
mean? I don't know what they mean even by that. There, they don't give them
Oh,
a name. There's no. They just
oh no, weird.
weird, yeah,
How
really.
is
Okay.
this thing organized? What's one of the next branches
And the
called?
next one here is called, I don't know, no name here. It's just called, it's called nothing.
Let's go down this branch, or one. Let's do one of these two. I think these are looking better.
Okay,
All right. So Eastern Suckerford. Oh, let's keep going down this way. What's that
okay.
one thing branches off with no name? So this like light gray color is mysterious. I have a feeling that this is
Uh-huh,
some different ways in which they're dealing with like uncertainty maybe in the tree. Like we don't necessarily know sometimes like what branched off from what, or like what the actual order of relationships is, like what the
uh-huh.
pattern of branching should be. So I wonder if these lighter gray colors we're seeing are like denoting some kind of uncertainty.
Okay. Where would you like to go? If you're
I mean,
mad.
let's go down the main one some more.
Okay,
Go down. I can't really see. Oh, yeah, let's go to the Vesper bats. So that's good.
okay.
So that's on the right track. And then what are the next two groups?
Okay, there's the long-winged bat down here, or you can continue to something that doesn't
Yeah,
have a name.
let's keep going down. So then these 368 species, what things do we have? Oh my
Oh,
gosh. It's hard because there's no like names now, at least not names that I can see.
yeah. Rohu's bat is the only thing I can see here. Silver-tipped
Oh, there's
myotis.
some myotis. That's good.
Yes.
What I study is a
Oh,
myotis.
is that what you're
So
studying? Good, and we'll go
a
in there.
type of myotis. There's a
Okay,
bunch of them though.
okay. Huh.
You're seeing these are all myotis. Uh,
Wow.
I don't really know where it would be in this. I mean, there's no
Mouse-eared bats and
names.
more. That's where they come. 8.9. So it's about 9 million years ago, right?
Yeah. Um, well, I wonder. This will be a good example of like. Let's look. Can you search in the search bar for myotis
Yes, I'll do that,
research?
and you
Yeah.
go and you just read out some comments because I can see some more, please.
Yeah. And then
No, okay,
for
I can't
the
spell.
second, do it as two. Do you want me to put it in the chat in our private chat?
Oh no, just tell me how to spell this thing. You know,
Okay, so
yeah,
MYOTIS,
yeah, I got that. Oh, IS, I see. That's why
and
I
then
got. Okay,
a space, and then LUCIF.
okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, there it
Is
is.
that it?
Little
The little
brown
brown
bat.
dot.
I got it. Yeah,
All
yeah, I
right,
got
so
it.
let's zoom into that. Oh, all right, here we go. Uh-oh. It's in trouble. You already knew that.
It's in trouble. You knew that. Okay, okay,
Well, yeah, we knew that.
okay.
It's IUCN status is red. So if we like, you know what I want to do right now, Christian?
Mm-hmm.
We found the little brown bat. It's so little and cute. I'm a little bit sad because I feel like the picture of it is one that has the white nose fungus disease.
Oh,
So
really? I see.
that's sad. I'm like, show a healthy bat. I don't want to show a diseased
Oh, I
one.
see. Okay,
But
okay, okay.
I think that we should like zoom all the way out so that we see the whole tree
Of
suddenly, right?
course.
Because we've been like, yeah, look at it. Keep going, go, go, go. Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
so
Go.
crazy. Keep going
Yeah.
out. Yeah. I mean, we're like really in there, everyone. Like,
Oh my
isn't
goodness,
that
look at that.
wild? Yeah.
This goes all,
Yeah.
yeah, there we go. So, well, that's a
Nuts.
crazy zoom, isn't it? It's a crazy zoom. And it's beautifully done because you don't get lost. I've seen apps, by the way, uh, where they have all you see is arms and you get completely lost. I'm amazed how they did this. Really, it's just
Yeah.
beautiful. Wow. So let's see. We have got some comments here. Sharon
Yeah,
said,
I'm looking. So
yeah.
Frankman had a question:
Hmm.
counting species or counting populations? I think he's asking about, like, when I was talking about like which mammals are most common. That's counting species. So if
Okay.
you like, sorry, I had to turn on back my lights back on by moving around. So if you count up the species, like, it's yeah, counting species, not like number of individuals or something
Right.
like that. Most abundant in terms of they have a lot of different species.
And Gentleman Ghost, where is everyone's life form located? Viruses. Viruses, is that classified as life? I thought it wasn't. Is that right, Georgia? Oh,
Yeah,
she's.
so I mean, this is like it's a debate.
Is a debate,
It's
right?
traditionally viruses are considered to
Uh-huh.
be not life,
Hmm.
but that is something that's like some people would argue that viruses are alive. Some people would say they aren't. They are not on this tree.
They are
So
not on this. They are not on this tree. Okay, but I'll give you a question. What do you think? I mean, well, this is an easy one. Let's start with an easy one. What is the most popular species? Oh, it's a boring answer, unfortunately.
you're asking me, or
No, not you.
oh,
I'm
you
just
mean the
asking.
most populous one? Yeah. Do
Yeah.
people know? I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And then I'll ask you, what is the most popular plant? Okay. What is the most,
Populous.
yeah, populous, I see. Or popular, well, populous, okay. Okay. So whatever. It's the thing that people look up most, right? That's what I mean. Okay.
Oh
Whatever you.
wait, so popular or so
I'm
one you're asking what animal species is the most abundant, has the most like individuals.
yes.
And then two, you're asking what plant people Google the most?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking. What is the most Googled plant? What do you think it is, right?
How did you come up with this question, Christian? I'm curious.
Because I look up these things. That's why I look up these things and I think, well, what do people actually search for? And I was shocked, and I said, oh, come on, guys, really? You
I think
know?
I just think it's interesting to me because you could have had like something that corresponded where you're like, oh, and what's the most like a populous plant? You know, like what
Populous,
species of
yeah.
plant is the most abundant? But no, you went a different way with it. You threw me for a loop.
Yeah. So does anybody have an answer? Well, if you think what plant do people Google most? Okay, let's maybe put the question this way, right? So, yeah, if you
So
buy, yeah, sorry, if you want to go by popularity, by the way, you can go here on the information. I just wanted to show this quickly. Color key. You
yeah.
see,
So well,
oh,
oh,
wait a
go
minute.
ahead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep people throw in some guesses. I see some guesses on Facebook, but nobody on YouTube has any guesses for our questions yet.
okay. And okay, let's see the questions. Okay, so yeah, you can I can change the color index here by species popularity here by species popularity, right? So now it's by species. I think I've done that correct. Let me just see. I put the settings now to species popularity. Okay, so I think blue probably means they're quite popular. I presume. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, and we
that's
have some guesses coming in.
okay. Let's hear.
Bacteria, marijuana,
Yes, you got it.
um,
You got it.
marijuana. Okay, so a couple
Cannabis.
people.
Cannabis is the most
Uh,
popular plant.
so
Yeah.
so
Let's see.
Eric
Yeah,
Kuhn
you
on
got it. You got it.
Facebook
You got it. Yeah.
and Terry Green on YouTube both correctly guessed marijuana.
Yeah, and Mohammed thinks more from an interesting point of view. The cactus. I would have loved that to be the case. Yes, but it's
Yeah,
not. But
cactus, dandelions, plenty
yeah,
of other
I
interesting
agree. I
guesses of
completely agree
great
with you. I agree with you.
plants. Yeah.
But no, lo and behold, it's cannabis. Yes. So yeah. Yeah. Yes, canine. Yes. Canine marijuana. Yes, Terry, you got it too. Yes. That's the way it is, right? Yeah. So I don't know how to find the most populous one. I don't actually know how to search this because the search engine is still fairly primitive. By the way, that was the only criticism I read about it. But you have to give these people a break. They've been working 10 years on this project. It's a crazy project, and if you misspell something, which can so easily happen, it will happen to me because often you need Latin spelling, and if you don't know how to spell it in Latin, if you only have one small mistake, it can't find it, right? So that's still coming up. So that'll be improved in the future.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about on this tree, but like in terms of finding the most populous mammal, but I mean, we had a guess for rodents, we had a guess for dogs.
Yes. Dogs are right on top. You know what? I forgot where I saw you. You're absolutely right. I think dog is right on top, and cat is only on number 10 or so, if I remember correctly. You know what?
But
If you
even that, but they're not number one.
No, the man is number one, of course. Right?
Humans, yeah,
Humans.
are
Yeah.
number one.
Sorry,
People,
you're right.
to be clear,
Humans.
yeah.
I agree with you. That's it. Humans are the most. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And then at least like I know some other sources have said that cows,
Hmm.
there's more cows than or livestock. Actually, this article says
Let's look for cows here. I'm just curious.
donkeys.
Sea cows. Oh my
Strange.
God. No. Sea cows.
Yeah.
Cows,
Basically,
bison. Here we go.
the answers are definitely people and then like people associated mammals.
Look at
A
this.
high number.
Isn't that crazy? Do you see how this is zooming in? Isn't that insane?
Oof.
And now you have it I think by popularity or so. So
Okay.
the colors of the leaves are now a bit different, right? So let's go.
Oh, they're shaped like leaves. I totally didn't get that. It's just like there's just a tree with
Yeah, it's a tree
leaves
with
on
leaves.
it.
Let's put the human being in here, so you could just see that for a second. Oof! There you go. It's red, so that means very popular, right? So chimpanzees are very related to us, as you can see. Only 6 million years ago. That's incredible. And I think they're about 98% same DNA, isn't it? So, Georgia, something like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 98 or
Mm.
99. It's
99 is crazy, huh?
very I think yeah, 98 though. Yeah. Very similar.
Let's see where the dog comes in. I'm just curious. That's raccoon dog, bush
Yeah.
dog. Well, they say, what do you mean? Spotted dog. Oh gosh, what do we do here? I don't know. Do we have to type in a specific dog? I guess we do, huh?
I mean it should be oh that's strange. I mean, well, because we want like a domestic house dog, right?
Yes,
Like so that should all be the same species.
a German
It's like
Shepherd. I don't know.
canine.
I'm just,
No, like
no.
even like German Shepherd is like the
Oh,
same
no
species
results.
as like a
So, okay.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
okay.
so maybe we just need to type in the scientific name.
Canis K9 what is it?
Familiaris, Canis. Oh, interesting. So if it's Canis lupus,
Ah, lupus, that's a wolf.
well, but that's a wolf, yeah. So like when I look up, they're just my very
Okay,
first
let's put the
Google.
wolf in. Let's put the wolf in.
So yeah, because they might not. Yeah, put in Canis lupus. I wonder if that's kind of weird because the first result that came up when I looked it up was like Canis lupus familiaris, which would indicate that they're just considering dogs a subspecies of
Okay.
wolf, not even a different species.
Look for pugs. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Look up, yeah. Did you find the wolf? Yeah, look up Canis lupus. C A
Okay.
N
Let
I
me.
S.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Come on. I can't type here. Lupus, something like that. Lupus. No, I can't. Lupus. Is it lupus or
Lupus. Yeah.
Lupus? That's what I
Yeah.
did. That's what I did, and I can't find anything.
Why aren't there wolves here? Let me look on mine.
Dogs, wolf, foxes, and more. Oh, okay, let's try that. Okay,
Huh.
let's try this. Let's try that. Okay,
Well,
I think I found something.
I found the gray wolf. Okay.
Okay, here
Oh
we
yeah.
go.
So wait, go ahead.
No, that's fine, Georgia.
No,
Look,
it's well. This is really interesting because I didn't know this. Try searching Canis lupus again if you want because it came up. Um,
it's under canis. Okay,
yeah.
Canis. Okay, they got a different spelling here.
Yeah.
Here
So
it is, gray
the gray
wolf. Now you
wolf.
have it.
Yeah.
Okay, that is
And
okay.
zoom
So
in.
just okay.
And
There
so
it
it
is.
is indeed, yeah, the same species, gray wolf and domestic dogs. It says.
Well,
Do you see that?
no surprise. Yes, no surprise.
Yeah.
And that was
I
one
didn't.
million years ago. Wow, it branched off.
Yeah.
Ethiopian. The coyote. That's interesting. Yeah, of course. Ah, incredible. Wow. Well, you could see we're still learning here. it's, pugs. What are pugs? Should I look up pugs? I'm just getting. I got the request from.
Yeah. Well, we tried, right? But yeah, that's where our bias is coming in. Like, right? Yeah, all dogs
Oh
are
no.
one species, and not only are they one species, they're not even a different species than wolves, apparently. Which I mean makes sense. I guess they interbreed a lot. There's lots of like wolf dog hybrids um, that I know people have. So, what are you looking up now?
And pugs. Wow.
Taking
Wow.
us somewhere. I don't know where.
Oh my goodness! Look at this. This is like a
I feel
like
like
a.
are we going into the Matrix? Are we
What?
like
Are you serious?
oh we're fine. Whoa.
What? Are you serious? I think
Where
this.
is it?
I think Frankman knew this. He knew that we're gonna have a long trip here. There they are. I have no idea where we are, Georgia.
Oh, we went into some like insect, right? Frankman, what did you do?
He knew this. He knew this.
Yeah. So
That was a
what
good
the
one. This is a fantastic trip. I have no
heck?
idea.
Okay.
Just incredible. Okay.
Interesting. Wait, what are pugs? Even when I
I don't
Googled
know. I
pugs,
don't know. I was hoping you would know. I'm sorry.
I
I have no.
Frankman, please tell us what just happened. I'm so
Look at
confused.
that. We just got on and on and on. We just went down this route. Look at this.
Okay, here we go. The common pug is a moth of the family Gyrotridae. So it's a type of moth that we ended up going
Okay,
to.
so I saw the branch of insects here.
Yeah.
As smart as I am. So insects should be about a million or something like that, right? Yeah, close to a million. Yeah, so we went down that path. Of course, that was a good one, actually, Frank. Frank. That was a very
Yeah.
good one. That was a very good
Well,
one.
this is a good point, right? Because if we wanted to go for like the impressive zooming in,
Yes,
because there's
that's
so
the
so
one.
many species of insects, yeah, we should have been in there. We should go into some of the beetles, right? I think the beetles of insects have like the most
That
species,
was
I think.
okay. Name one. You
Okay.
said it.
Let's see. Uh, I'm looking up a all right. I'm gonna put the scientific name in.
Yeah, Georgia. Sorry. Hi, Amanda. That was really cool, wasn't it? It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm
I didn't know.
still like
Okay,
reeling.
I'm going to zoom out now, so it will have a more zooming experience here.
Oh, that's
Okay, here we go.
perfect. Oh,
And
so okay, this
this,
um
you tell me.
all right, so I put one in the chat. Can you copy it out of the chat or should I spell
Where
it out
is
for
the?
you?
No, just I don't see the chat at
Okay,
the moment.
okay,
Go.
let's do um Plusiotis gloriosa. So the first word is
Hmm.
Plusiotis,
Hmm. Okay.
and then second word
Oh, here.
Glo. Oh yeah.
Oh, there we have two plusiosis here.
We'll just pick one of them. There's some debate about the scientific name. Yeah,
Okay.
one of
Yeah.
probably both beetles. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Yay!
I,
Wow,
I
we're on the magic school bus, kids. Here we go.
I think Isa would love this. We should show this to Isa. She's gonna love this. You know, this
I
is
know.
my goodness. Wow.
Gosh. Whoa.
I didn't even know this. This was new to me. I had not seen this type of exploration before. This is crazy.
You know, wow. I mean, this highlights, gosh, we're just still going. Like, this really highlights, because Isa is always going on about how it doesn't even have a
Have a
common
common
name.
name yet, right?
I don't even know that it was a beetle because that was the second.
Yeah, there's no picture there. There's no picture because there. That's another thing
And
that surprises me. There's so few pictures here, you know?
I don't
Yeah.
think that we made it. Did we even make it to beetles? Zoom out a little bit till we see a picture of something because, no, we went to some kind of spider. I can't tell.
Well, we were here in the moths. Yeah, yeah, we were here in the moths. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
I think that, yeah, I think we ended up going somewhere else because
Okay, somewhere else.
of of spelling mishaps. Wait, let's do one more. I'm gonna find this beetle.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna
Zoom
zoom
all
out
the way
again.
out, all the way out, Christian.
Yeah, yeah. My fingers are working. Look at this. Wow.
Oh wow, yeah, really, you have to do all the work for this.
Yeah, that's quite incredible. I'm really. Oh, so here we go. So,
Okay,
okay. Now tell me one
so
more.
type in this CHRYSIA.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Still
And
searching.
then
Ah,
a
here we go. Here.
space.
Yeah. Which one?
Yeah.
Okay, we got you.
Can you do a space and start to search GLO for the second word?
I'm searching. There.
Yeah, let's do that one. Okay. This is a pretty beetle, so I think it'll have a picture.
Okay.
Wow. I can't even check on viewer chat comments because I cannot take my eyes
Okay.
away from the screen. I'm
Oh, there
transferring.
comes one, and there's another one for Frankman. I'll do that in a second. I will. I'll take up your question.
Wow.
I think the insects are probably the most interesting route, right? There's no common name either, and
Yeah.
no picture, no picture. Ah,
Interesting.
well, I think that there's no picture is the only problem. There is they're probably completely overwhelmed. There's so much to do, right?
Probably, yeah.
Let me let me try Frankman's. I'm first have to zoom out again, you know, because I can't take the excitement. I'm going to zoom out as fast as my fingers can do this. Come on, got stuck. Okay, okay. Now let's take Frankman's one. Any other suggestions? You're welcome. We're going to do that for you.
Oh,
C.
Frankman said he was thinking of the dog when he said pug. And there just happens to be a moth, like pug moths, and it just happened to take us to a crazy place.
Okay, so he is at some. Let me just see. This is some beetle, a lady bug. Wait a minute. I'm just trying to search. Here it is. Yes, seven spot ladybird. Okay, that's what it is. It's got a common name, which is good. Well done. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I see he's got the picture there. Yes, 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 yes. Finally, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I see. To where this actual picture is, we're following the one
Yay! Well
picture.
done, Frank. Frank
Yay!
Frankman, that was great. That was great. Excellent, excellent choice because it has a picture at the end. That's great, and it's very
Yeah.
common. Everybody knows it, right? So we all know it. That was great. Good, good.
Yeah. Well, I think we just about covered the tree of life. I hope that
Yes.
everyone enjoyed learning about this resource. I'm super glad that that you found this, Christian, because it's really cool and definitely something that I'm probably going to be using to
Quite a lot, huh?
teach or just tell my friends about evolutionary stuff in the future. So yeah.
Well, that's what I want to spend my evenings or so on. I definitely have to. I learned so much already. It's I really wish. People always say, "Oh, well, the teens have it much more difficult than we do." If I had had this in my teens, I would have gone crazy. Really, because this is fantastic. We had nothing like that. I had a dusty old biology book. That's all I had. So anyway.
Yeah, those old books are entertaining sometimes, but sort of
Entertaining,
entertaining
yeah.
because of how bad they are. Yeah.
But Georgia, what I found most difficult, even in university, I mean, you may have had a different, we didn't have internet or anything, I just have to say that, is sometimes when you didn't understand something, well, it just happened. You got stuck with a problem. I had 2 or 3 books, and that was it, and I couldn't find the solution. Now, you can go search till you find something that you understand. And that's what I think is so wonderful. The educational tools now are just, they are just so wonderful, really. So,
Yeah, I think it's really cool because you can like make more progress. Like
oh,
it's easier in a sense to do problem solving like that, like finding the right information or, generating an image that looks pretty. But then on the other hand, it's not, in a sense, it's not easier because
no.
then the expectations
I
just
go high.
increase.
Of course
For,
they do.
yeah, how, I mean, because yeah, you have a certain amount of time and even if you work hard, you can only get so far given the tools that you have. So yeah, in a
That's
sense,
true.
it's just as equally hard, I think, because like the shifting
Oh
expectations.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's in many ways much tougher. I remember when I did my PhD, all the references in there I had to look up myself. Nowadays you have, you've got these software that look for references, and I guess, and if you, I mean, I think had something like 50 to 100 for my whole PhD. Nowadays that wouldn't be sufficient because goodness me, I mean that's what's expected of just one publication now, right? It's just it's very
Yeah.
different. So
Yeah, or even just, I mean, yeah, you're talking about like going to the library and looking up all
yes,
these different
yeah,
scientific papers, and now you just find them online.
yes,
Or
yes,
yeah, I hear stories about like people who are typing their dissertation like on a typewriter, right? And if you make one typo in the page, you gotta start typing the page over again, right?
that's what I
So
did. That's what I did, and I was
yeah,
lousy at typing. But I don't want to talk about myself. I
we
was
too,
really
as we saw briefly. No, it's hard when you're under pressure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have a quick look at the comments. So Sharon, yeah, we won't do that now, but the African maroon beetle, yeah, probably would be out there, huh? Georgia, what do you think? And Adriana says, as a biological okay, I can't even pronounce the word.
Systematist.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you very much, Georgia. Systematist myself. Thank you for sharing this excellent resource. Oh, you're very welcome, and I'm glad that we can bring something exciting to your life. That's really what it's about. That's good. And
Yeah, I'm
about
glad that you like it, Adriana. I hope you found it useful.
And Amanda says too, I'm sure when you're going to be traveling around in Dallas, thanks for featuring this. I'm looking forward to exploring it myself. Yeah, it's really an absolute joy. Show it to others. I remember showing it to David Hancock, and he got completely immersed like a little boy. It was such a joy to show it to him. He couldn't believe it. So there you go. Okay. Okay, well, on that note, let's just put us on the big screen again. So thanks everyone, and till next week. We don't know the topic yet, but we'll think of something, right?
Yeah, see you all next week. We hope you join us again.
And thanks for your patience. I know this was a bit different, and thanks for sticking with us all the way. And yeah, looking forward to seeing